All right, guys, last video and the last method to finding the solutions for any quadratic equation is to use the quadratic formula. And matter of fact, the quadratic formula is the most preferred way. The quadratic formula states that x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Now, inside of the radical, the b squared minus 4ac, we call that the discriminant. And the discriminant lets you know what kind of solutions you will have, real solutions or complex solutions. Now here are the rules. If b squared minus 4ac is a value greater than 0, you will have two real solutions. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, you will have one real solution. And if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, you will have no real solutions, which means you will have two complex solutions. All right, let's get into the quadratic formula. Number 9 and number 10 wants us to use the quadratic formula to solve for x. Number 10 says find all the complex solutions. So I know I'm not dealing with any real numbers. So let's label. A is our 6, B is our 3, and C is -1. Please take the signs of the numbers. X is equal to -b. So that's going to be -3 in parentheses, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So 3 squared minus 4. A is 6, C is -1. And please be mindful of your signs. Divided by 2a, so that's 2 times 6. That's going to be -3 plus or minus the square root. 3 squared is 9. -4 times 6 is -24. -24 times -1, that is +24. And 2 times 6 is 12. X is going to equal to -3 plus or minus the square root of 24 plus 9, that's 33. And that's divided by 12. The square root of 33, we can't simplify that, to be honest. So we can write our solutions as x is equal to -3 plus the square root of 33 over 12, and -3 minus the square root of 33 over 12. And there we go. Oops, let's fix that. Okay. Number 10, I don't have enough room to do that up here. So number 10 is going to be at the bottom. Scroll all the way down. And look at me, I'm so stupid. I didn't even get the equation. 7x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals to 0. All right. Our A is 7. Our B is 2. Our C is 3. Let's plug it in. X equals to negative B. So negative 2, put the 2 in parentheses, plus or minus the square root of B squared. B is 2. So that's going to be 2 squared. Minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C. So you know I'm tired. A is 7 times C, which is 3. And that's all divided by 2A. So 2 times 7. So that's negative 2 plus or minus the square root. 2 squared is 4. Let's put that on top. Now look here. Negative 4 times 7 is 28. And that's negative 28. Negative 28 times 3, that is negative 84. 4 minus 84, that is negative 80. So under our radical, we have a negative 80. And that's divided by 2 times 7, which is 14. X is equal to negative 2 plus or minus. Remember, when there is a negative inside of the square root, that represents an imaginary number. So I'm going to take my negative out of my square root, and I'm going to put an I in front. So I times the square root of 80. That's how we know we have a complex solution. Divided by 14. The square root of 80 can be simplified. Find two numbers that multiply to 80 and have one of the factors being a perfect square. 80 is different because you have multiple factors that are a perfect square. You want to choose the largest factor for the perfect square. So the square root of 80 can be written as the square root of 16 times the square root of 5. 16 times 5 is 80. And the square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 5, we bring it down next to each other. So x equals negative 2 plus or minus. We're going to call this 4I radical 5 over 14. We're going to then break this up into two separate fractions. X is equal to negative 2 over 14, which is your real part, plus or minus 4 radical 5 over 14. Put the I on the side. That is your imaginary part, because we must write complex numbers in the form of A plus BI. And then we can simplify. Negative 2 divided by 14. We can divide the top and bottom by 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 14 7 times. Over here, divide the top and bottom by 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 14 7 times. So x is going to be equal to negative 1 over 7 plus or minus 2 radical 5 over 7I. Negative 1 over 7 minus 2 radical 5 over 7I. And the other solution is negative 1 over 7 plus 2 radical 5 over 7i. And that is it. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the videos. They should come up to about 75 minutes, which is 1/2 of your total time probably doing lecture and seek. Hopefully you give me a like on my YouTube channel and subscribe. All right, guys. Take care.